Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news stream for the 25th of February 2023. I hope you all enjoyed that, the most recent tutorial in the Black Shark 3 series of videos, all about the cannon. A fairly simple topic, but there are some things to take into account, some different settings and features you could make use of. So I hope that you found that useful and informative. Welcome to the stream, Mark S. Welcome, Paul Dillon. Welcome, Colin Kelly. Welcome, Indy Navy. Welcome, Storm Kambari. Welcome, Pink Floyd. And welcome, Bina Babe. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. So, Nico, welcome to the stream. Strike Eagle. Yes, Strike Eagle. No, the Strike Eagle. Don't strike the eagle. Packer Edge, welcome. So yes, I was originally intending to put together an F-14 video all about the laser-guided bombs, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get filming of that one done in time. So instead, I hope that I delighted you all with the Black Shark video instead. And I will almost certainly continue the F-14 series next week, and I'm going to continue producing Black Shark videos as well, because that series is still ongoing. Yes, welcome everybody. So, without any further ado, let's, as we always do, jump into the Eagle Dynamics newsletter and see what exciting stuff they have for us this week. If I go ahead and press the magic button. Welcome, Leo. Welcome, Leonetzel. Dear fighter pilots, partners, and friends, since the release of the DCS Mosquito FB6, community members have been hard at work creating many outstanding liveries for this iconic warbird. The Mozzie livery competition starts today and runs until the 24th of March 2023. Enter and potentially win an Eagle Dynamics module of your choice. The final key feature of the DCS A-10C II tank killer is the inclusion of the ARC-210 radio. The radio will be fully compatible with the voice chat system. Please read the details below and expect it to be in the next open beta update, which is coming on the 1st of March, as I understand it, which is just on Wednesday. So very, very soon now. Welcome, Griff Dizzle. Welcome, Paul Dillon. Yes, indeed, I got my PC fixed. This is a completely rebuilt machine now that I'm running with brand new graphics and CPU and memory. So I'm very, very, very happy, getting much better performance. I'll probably need to tweak some of my encoder settings to get the best possible performance while recording my videos, but I think it's not too bad. Yep, back in business. Everything seems to be working well. The next open beta will also introduce 3 new campaigns: the DCS Mosquito FB6 V for Victory campaign by Reflected Simulations, and the DCS AV8B Kerman campaign by Ground Pounder Sim, and the DCS FA-18C Inherent Resolve campaign by Looking Glass. Thank you for your support and passion, or passion and support. Pink Floyd, give us your specs. I posted in the channel a little note of them, and I off the top of my head, I cannot remember what they are, so give me one moment. I'll go and look at my actual post in the community area. It's an AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. That's a 4.7 GHz processor, in my case running at 5.2 with overclocking, 6 physical cores. Got Kingston Fury Beast 64GB DDR5 RAM running at 6000 MHz. Asus TUF Gaming B650 Plus motherboard, and a Sapphire RX 7900 XT gaming GPU. Welcome to the stream, Tier 0. So yes, a fairly beastly machine. It should keep me running for a little while yet. So yeah, good stuff. I've gone full AMD this time. Previously I was running an Intel. Actually, my previous spec was an Intel i7-4770K. I don't remember what it was running at. I think much, much lower. There was something like 3.7 GHz. I had 32 GB of DDR4 RAM, and I had an NVIDIA Titan X Pascal graphics card. So, yeah, a kind of odd setup. So, moving on, the livery contest, Mosquito FB6. Using the official template found here, take part in the DCS Mosquito FB6 livery contest that starts today and will conclude on the 24th of March 2023. The top 10 submissions will have their skins integrated into DCS, and their names will also be included in the official Mosquito FB6 manual. Contest requirements are that the skin must be created using the linked template, delivery must be based on current or historic schemes from any Mosquito variant, delivery must be associated with one of the countries currently present in DCS. All 10 winners will receive a free Eagle Dynamics module that can be also given as a gift to any DCS account. Please read the Mozzie livery competition entry details. So, thank you very much. Yes. Nice specs. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Spellsword 91. Griff Nizzle, you were playing in VR with those specs. Brave man. Yes. I was tending to get kind of 40 to 45 frames per second in VR. It wasn't really amazing. Although that's what was reported in DCS. And actually, DCS's FPS reporting is completely nonsense when you're in VR. So I don't know what the actual effective frame rate was. I'll take some measurements. I was flying on Thursday with the new setup in VR, and I actually increased my graphics settings quite considerably, and it was running perfectly smoothly. So I am suspecting that my FPS is now a lot more. I will probably use the OpenXR toolkit in order to find out what my actual frame rate is, and I'll report that soon. Pink Floyd, you could probably do 15 minutes just on AMD versus Nvidia for DCS. Well, you know, the thing is, I can't really compare these two cards because the Nvidia card I had was a good few generations back. This AMD card is kind of the latest and greatest, so you can't really compare these two at all, to be honest. They are very, very different. Moving on, the ARC-210 radio for the Warthog, the final key feature, they've subtitled it. The ARC-210 radio is the final key feature for the DCS A-10C II tank killer, and it's planned for the next open beta. The ARC-210 replaces one of the two VHF radios in the left console and provides UHF and VHF modes that can be programmed from the COM page on the multifunction color display. The ARC-210 can also be controlled from the upfront controller, UFC, and display the current setting on the HUD. This is actually a really big step up for the A10. This gives you some of the kind of functionality the F-16 has. I'm actually, if we can, I'm going to zoom down. This is the only image we have as of right now, and you can't actually click on it to get a zoomed in view, sadly. It just takes us to the other screenshots, which doesn't actually include this one. But you can see we've got a bunch of controls here, some push buttons and all kinds of cool stuff. And yeah, it's integrated with both the UFC and the multifunction color displays, which is nice. Following the initial release of the ARC-210 with UHF and VHF modulation, the satellite radio functions will also be added. This will be the first module to have the satellite radio modelled. In addition to other DCS aircraft that support satellite radio system communications, the ARC-210 will be fully compatible with the integrated voice chat system. Hopefully it will also work with SRS, but no word on that as of right now. I don't know how complex it will be for our man Siri Bob to support that. Griff Nizzle just started learning the Hog. How is this different from the current radio? Mainly in the ways that they describe here. This is a software, how would you describe it exactly? A kind of software-defined radio head. So this radio head can integrate with, it basically acts as the front end to a UHF radio, a VHF radio, a satellite radio, and it also works with the encryption module in the A10. So you have this one software programmable radio head that kind of works with all of that. In addition, it also allows you to use the controls on the UFC. So you basically have full integration of the radio into the heads-up display, the UFC, and into the software on the MFD pages. So it's a way more integrated radio head. These old-school radio heads don't integrate at all. So, for example, this VHF sorry, this is actually a UHF radio head here. This UHF radio head here, you can only control the UHF radio from this radio head. It doesn't output any information to the HUD or the multifunction displays, and it's also not controllable from the UFC. So it's more like an old school display. So if you're used to the F-16, imagine the F-16 when its CNI backup control switch is in the backup position. So in the F-16, when you're in the backup position, you no longer have any control of the radios via the UFC, and nothing is displayed in the HUD with regards to current radio mode and settings. You can just use the radio head. That's kind of the way the A-10 has been up until now. With the addition of the ARC-210, we have a fully integrated software radio head, which is much, much nicer. Yes. It is a really amazing module. Like, the stuff that we have in the A-10C since they released version 2 of the tank killer is great. You know, having the Scorpion helmet-mounted queuing system with the ability to display the targeting pod output in the helmet is kind of incredible. You know, having APKWS, having the laser JDAMs, having this new radio head, it's really, really cool, all the new functionality we have. The A-10C II is now a very, very capable aircraft in the sim. And then moving on, 3 new campaigns coming in the next open beta. DCS Mosquito FB6 V for Victory campaign by Reflected Simulations. The V for Victory campaign includes thrilling missions like Night Intruder, Ranger, Pathfinder, and Photo Recce, to mention a few. It also contains accurate recreations of some of the most iconic Mozzie missions of the war, help the prisoners break out from the Amiens prison, bomb the Gestapo headquarters, and attack the radio station as Reichsmarschall Göring is delivering a propaganda speech. Put on your Irvin jacket, climb into the cockpit, and see if you have what it takes to be the leader of a Mosquito squadron. This campaign consists of 12 historical and semi-historical missions, nearly 1,000 specially recorded voiceover messages, and radio broadcasts, historically accurate liveries, and much more, as you'd expect from a Reflected Simulations campaign. Nice. Next, the AV-8B Kerman campaign by Ground Pounder Sim. Join Detachment B of US Marine Corps Harrier Squadron VMA 311 as they embark on the Kerman campaign over the Persian Gulf map. The 2011 Arab Spring has sparked civil unrest across Southwest Asia, and this has led to violent Iranian repression of its citizens. This chain of events has led to the formation of a US-led coalition and the launch of Operation Persian Freedom. The Kerman campaign puts you in the shoes of a US Marine Corps Captain Mike Michelson as the Harrier pilot of Detachment B to fight to protect his fellow Marines on the ground. This highly immersive and exciting campaign is set across 11 missions, and it features a standalone story set within the Operation Persian Freedom campaign storyline. The Kerman campaign will push virtual Harrier pilots to the limits as they experience intense and detailed close air support operations. And finally, DCS FA-18C Inherent Resolve campaign by Looking Glass. This exciting and player-friendly Hornet campaign takes place over the Syria map. Join the multinational coalition to fight against ISIS in 13 epic missions that are suitable for flyers at all skill levels. You are a Striker, a rookie deployed to Incirlik Air Base with your wingman Jazzman. This progressive campaign utilises a wide range of target locations and airfields such that you will be bombing some of the most interesting parts of the map. The action piles up fast as you navigate your way through a series of dramatic and exciting missions that you will enjoy playing again and again. Mission briefs are quick and easy, and it comes supplied with kneeboards, mission PDFs, and associated imagery. These 3 new campaigns are planned for the next open beta update and will provide you with a wealth of new gameplay from talented DCS campaign makers. Stay tuned. Thank you again for your passion and support. So I'm actually going back to the first thing about the ARC-210. Yeah, it is expected for the next open beta update. So on Wednesday, we should be getting the ARC-210. That's going to be really, really nice. Griff Nizzle, curious how much the bug outsells all the other modules. I swear it's got 3 times the campaigns of any other aircraft. Yeah, I wonder. It's a very, very capable aircraft. It's a very modern aircraft. It's one of the most modern aircraft we have in game at present. Yeah, very flexible, capable of so many different mission types, and it's very nicely modelled. So I'm not surprised that it's it's got many campaigns and it's probably a very popular aircraft. So jumping into the screenshots, we have a screenshot here for the A-10C II tank killer. This is what the com page will look like in the A-10 once you have the ARC-210 radio integrated. This will give you the capability to pre-program your presets visually inside the multi-purpose color displays, which is very, very nice. This is actually basically the same feature that the AV8B has. It has the ability to program your presets from within the multifunction displays as well. If I remember correctly, I think the AV8B is equipped with 2 ARC-210, so I think it is in fact the same radio. So yeah, that's part of the functionality. What they don't show us here is the way in which the information is also displayed in the HUD, and how you can use the UFC to control your radios. And then if we jump along, we have some new screenshots for the F-15E Strike Eagle, which now is of course available for pre-order. Looking very, very fancy. Some nice shine and whatnot. Colin Kelly, witch bug. Joke. Looking very, very cool here. I like this over-the-shoulder look with the visor down from the pilot. Also really cool to see some ground crew standing around. I'm guessing these are just statics that have been placed, but who knows, maybe one day we'll get ground crew at airfields. That'd be very, very nice. Bringing democracy to a country near you, coming soon, Razbam. I'm assuming this is a static model they've created for the purposes of this set of screenshots. Oh, thank you very much, Frantic Stone. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you for the donation there. Excellent. Thank you. The Strike Eagle. Nom nom. Pink Floyd. Update forecast. I think we'll see World War II Marianas. Well, it's hard to say because we don't really know what we're getting on the 1st of March. It does look like it was pushed, so I'm suspecting we're going to get some slightly bigger than usual things. It's already confirmed we have these 3 campaigns in the ARC-210. I'm wondering if we will see multi-threading or DLSS at that point. I don't really know. Some people were speculating that we might see the Sinai map. I honestly don't know. It has been shown off in a lot of videos, so hard to say. I suspect we're getting something more notable than normal on the 1st of March, but I don't know what it's going to be. Oh, and we're all the way back to last week's pictures. Moving on, we have this video from Baltic Dragon, F-15 Strike Eagle taxi and takeoff training mission. I believe it's actually just a recording of the training mission that will be included with the module in-game. It looks really rather nice and takes us through everything we do post-startup and how to basically taxi and get the aircraft in the air. So nothing too exciting, but it is a nice opportunity for us to see the cockpit in-game in a bit more detail. It's an opportunity for us to hear the cockpit audio environment, which I think sounds really good. It feels like a bit of a step up from what we have in the Harrier right now. Yeah, one of the features I feel is missing a little bit from the AV8B that Razbam have created from DCS just now is the audio environment. Otherwise, actually, I think it's a really great module, but it would be nice to see better cockpit audio, like we're actually experiencing in this video. I know you can't hear it. Sadly, I'm not including the audio. I never normally include audio when I play other people's videos in my channel, just in case. I don't want to get in trouble. Frantic Stone, the Strike Eagle, 1st of March, betcha, mic drop. No, that's not going to happen. Pink Floyd, I'm in. Spellsword 91, I hope they fix the bug with Apache Engine 2 on Cold Start. Oh, have they not fixed that one yet? That's been quite long-standing. I thought... Are you sure that's not fixed yet? I kind of felt like they'd fixed that. That said, I haven't flown the Apache for quite some time now. Once I've kind of cleared my backlog of different tutorial videos to create, because I'm currently of course doing the F-14 and the Black Shark, and after that I'm intending to do the Mirage 2000C. I do want to do a series on the Apache, but who knows, by then the F-15E Strike Eagle might be out, and of course people will be screaming, if not demanding, that I do F-15E Strike Eagle tutorial videos, which of course I would gladly oblige. Oh, it came back. Thank you very much for letting me know, Spellsword. 91. I did not know that. I didn't know that that bug had reappeared. That's unfortunate. Brian Piper, audio is a little dodgy on that vid. I know it's a work in progress, but still. Yeah, actually, I noticed that too. I suspect it's something going on with the person who recorded the video, which I'm assuming is Baltic Dragon. I'm assuming there's something funny with his setup or something funny with his recording software, because those little pop sounds, I've never heard pop sounds like that in DCS before. But yeah, you're right, the audio is a little bit bugged in this video. If you can kind of filter it out in your head, though, it's still well worth watching and listening to. Patrick, I flew the Strike Eagle for the first time in the Microprose simulator. Interesting. Yeah, I flew it for the first time in Jane's F-15E Strike Eagle, and it was a lot of fun in that. I never flew the Microprose version, but Microprose being Microprose, I'm sure it was brilliant. They always made really good. Yeah, Indy Navy, the mix was crap. Well, not everyone is a video creator. Actually, sometimes, to be absolutely fair, sometimes my audio mix is not great. I'm not a real audio engineer, and I can sympathize. It's not easy to get these things right. It does take a bit of work. Colin Kelly, I remember the Strike Eagle in MSFS2 by Razbam, if I remember correctly. I wouldn't be surprised, because Razbam has a number of modules that they've deployed in the past to Microsoft Flight Simulator that they've then later recreated as DCS modules. The AV-8B being a good example of this. It was originally an MSFS module, as I recall. Very cool. So yeah, nice to see the checklist being observed here, everything that you have to do to get the aircraft ready for takeoff, and then he does demonstrate the takeoff, and we get a nice external view and a flyby as the aircraft climbs away from the runway. So this one's well worth a watch. It's on Baltic Dragon's channel, if I remember correctly, and nice to watch, nice to see the aircraft in action. I'm really looking forward to seeing a startup tutorial video. That's usually when we know that something is coming soon. We've seen a lot of really cool videos demonstrating the targeting pod and the synthetic aperture radar and the air-to-air radar modes. What I would love to see is the aircraft being started up now. That'd be really, really nice. Pink Floyd, can't wait to see the Strike Eagle in all of its fancy night vision and MFD glory. Oh my. Delicious water. Frantic Stone, I've not seen this. This looks nice. Can't wait for it. On March the 1st. Haha. No. Don't listen to Frantic. He is trolling. It's not coming out on the 1st. They've said that it's at least 2 or 3 months away. So, here we go. We're going to watch him do his takeoff run. I'm just going to play the whole video here, because it's not that long, and I think it's well worth seeing the aircraft in action. But definitely watch this video yourselves afterwards, and drink in that cockpit audio environment. I watch this rotation here. I feel like he kind of over-rotates on takeoff. But maybe that's just me. Maybe this is how you take off in the F-15. But yeah, he kind of over-rotates a little bit and gets some pilot-induced oscillation going on. But hey, I've never tried flying an F-15, so maybe I shouldn't criticize. It might not be that easy. I may look like a troll, and you are in fact a troll. Big HUD, yeah. The F-15E has always had this really big kind of wide field of view HUD. Also note here, air-to-air radar on the left. During takeoff, it's picking up a lot of ground clutter. We've never seen that in a module before, apart from of course, in the earlier aircraft like the MiG-21 and the F-5 and so on, they pick up ground clutter at low altitudes. Really nice to see a modern radar simulating that effect. I'm assuming that's realistic for the F-15E. Very, very cool. Pink Floyd, but you're sending good vibes. Fighter Jets HQ, I hope the Strike Eagle doesn't have many bugs that's affecting the gameplay. It's going to have bugs. It's going to have bugs. It's going to be in early access. That's okay. That's perfectly all right. If it means that we get our hands on it a little bit earlier than we would otherwise, then it's okay for it to have some bugs. Don't worry too much about that. But yep, coming up soon. Gear Up was late. Well, I don't know. I felt it was a little bit late as well. However, he raised the gear exactly when the training mission told him to. So that's not really a bug in his handling of the aircraft. That's more likely a bug in the training as we have it just now. Maybe that'll get revised. Okay, so onwards to the last news story that we have for this week, and it's all about Deca Ironworks Simulations J82P or PP? Yeah, J8PP. They updated the FAQ in the forums, and they've given us a lot more information about the aircraft. I'm not going to read all of this out for you all, but it's a really, really good resource to see what it is that we're going to be getting at release. Because this aircraft, of course, is quite unique, quite interesting, and it's a little bit different from other aircraft that we've had in the sim. Frantic Stone, I expect it to have some bugs. Some say bugs that some people will say released too early. Okay. Those same people who are demanding it now. Yeah, this is it. You know, of course, as flight sim enthusiasts, we are often quite demanding. We always want it now, and then things get released, and then we complain that they're incomplete. We can't really have it both ways. If we want early access and we want to get our hands on it, then we're going to have to expect some bugs. If we don't want early access and we don't want bugs, don't pre-order and don't buy the early access. Wait until the final release. That's the way to do it. Yes, Frantic, it would help if I could English. I was having a kind of lag moment while I tried to decode what it was you'd said. Pink Floyd, I'll take it early, bugs and all. Yeah, me too. I'm perfectly happy to take it with some bugs. That's totally fine. Brian Piper, when's the Wooka going to be released, do you think? The Wooka? What's a Wooka? I don't know what a Wooka is. Oh, Tonka? Are you trying to say Tonka? I'll wait for you to refine your question, Brian. Sorry, you're probably making some kind of reference that I don't get. I'm maybe just not hip and cool. Colin Kelly, no complaints from me. Yep, Fighter Jets HQ. I won't forget the F-16 release. Yeah, that's a fair point, Fighter Jets HQ. The F-16 release was perhaps an early access release too far. It was... yeah, really bizarre, some of the bugs that it had and incomplete features. Like, Waka. I'm sorry, Brian, I still don't know. I don't know what aircraft you're referencing. Waka. Yep. Chinook! Oh, thank you so much. Okay, right. I had no idea that's what it was called. The Chinook, when do we think it's going to be released? Well, it's only just been announced, and we've only seen some quite early sort of renders and a couple of external shots and cockpit shots. We haven't been told, so it's impossible to say at this stage. I would suspect, though, it's not going to be coming out anytime too soon. So, yeah, no idea. And the C-130J, of course, very excited to see that as well. Don't have any release date for that either. Griff Nizzle, I don't mind bugs. I do kind of hate it when entire processes change. Razbam was a bit notorious for that for a while. Yes, yeah, if you're referring to the M2000C, which did change quite significantly, and the AV-8B Harrier, which changed a lot on multiple occasions. Yeah, I understand that. The F-15E is going to have that. In fact, they've set out, Razbam have set out and said that they're going to do that intentionally. In fact, they're going to deliver earlier suite numbers, and as they go through adding features, they're going to make sure that they add those features in real-life chronological order. So, in fact, you're going to get exactly that all over again. You're going to get the Harrier experience again, but this time they're doing it on purpose. Because in the case of the Harrier, they were originally modelling an earlier version, and then I think they were inspired when Eagle Dynamics came along and said, okay, we're going to now model the APKWS and the Laser JDAM. They were inspired to then model a later version of the Harrier, which did actually field those weapons. So, yeah. That is going to happen. You're going to get some of that. All these new releases getting kind of hyped. It's crazy how much stuff we're going to be getting. If you look at the aircraft to come, of course, well, I can list the ones that I'm personally excited for. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Tornado, the Eurofighter. I'm actually quite excited for this J8PP from Deca Ironworks. I think Deca are a great module maker. Excited for the C-130J, the Chinook, the Kiowa Warrior. There's so much good stuff coming. Like, there's no end of fun stuff. Spells Word 91. I was hoping the PLAAF would let Deca do a J11A or B. That would be cool, actually. Yeah, Pink Floyd. I'm sure some releases are 5 years out. Yeah, some of these aircraft could be many years away. So, yes. Absolutely. Fighter Jets HQ. ARC-210 will make DCS A-10 pilot life easier. Absolutely. Absolutely. Frantic Stone. Chinook and F-15 in March. No. I'm not even entertaining you there. No, that's not happening. 2023 to 2025. Yeah, that could well be the case. Oh Lord, the Kaiwa. Yes, yes. I'm so psyched for the Kaiwa. You know, Barundas has given us so many great videos on the Kaiwa. And, you know, Kaiwa Warrior, when? Well, the only answer we have for that is when it's ready. Griff Nizzle. Lets you LARP early, late variants if they lock it in ME. Yes, yes. Actually, they're talking about doing effectively that. I don't know whether it'll be in the mission editor or via the special menu. Special menu has the downside that you can't really impose that in a mission file or in multiplayer. So hopefully they do it via some mechanism in the mission editor, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the FAQ here. What was Peace Pearl program? I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it was basically a collaboration between China and the United States back in the 1980s, where the US was going to provide avionics to upgrade some of China's aircraft. How many of these J8PP had been produced? Well, let me see here. How many in total? I think it was only 2. Yeah, 2 J82s were modified to make the J8PP. So in the real world, there were only ever 2 prototypes. And we even have a picture. This is actually not a very easy to see picture, but anyway, we have a picture from one that's currently in a museum, looking very dirty. But you can see here quite a nice modern looking heads-up display, a UFC, very reminiscent of the one from the F-16A, and we also have, I believe it's the same multifunctional display present in the F-16C, but only one of instead of having 2. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is an aircraft that's in Beijing. What kind of info is shown in the HUD? They give us diagrams direct from the manual. It adopts an F-16A/B style, and a combined glass is added to increase the instantaneous field of view. The HDD, they're calling it, which is actually a multifunction display, is from an F-16C or D, located in the top right side of the front panel. HDD is used to monitor system functions, select weapons and modes. And if we scroll down, we can even see the main menu. And in the main menu here, we can see pages for messages, HOM, whatever that is, guns, rockets, bombs, IMSL, RMSL, CCIL, LCOS, Boresight, CCIP, CCRP. All kinds of stuff. Actually, this looks like it's probably just the store's management system. It will almost certainly have other pages for displaying the radar and things like that. Is the RWR domestic or American? It's easy to use. It's domestic, it's a Chinese RWR, and it's basically an SP-10. So very similar to what you have in the MiG-21, basically a series of lights. It's not going to tell you the emitter type. It's only able to tell you whether you're being searched against or locked against and a rough direction. So it's very, very basic, very similar to what the MiG-21 had. The J-2 is so similar to the Su-15. Is there any connection between the two? Nope, not really, is the short version of that. Are there any flight characteristics or defects of the J-2, and are there any changes to the flight characteristics for the J-8PP? Only changes the center of gravity and some cooling inlets, apparently. Anything else exciting? Except the upgraded avionics devices and corresponding panels, most of the cockpit is in Chinese. The J8PP uses metric units. We will provide an English and Chinese localization for clickable switches. Are they going to provide performance selections for the cockpit like they did in the GF-17? They say yes. The aircraft is capable of flying beyond its maximum Mach number, and that will cause strange things to happen, like uncontrollable side slip phenomena. So that's going to be modelled. What weapons can the J8PP carry? It can carry PL5, PL8, Aspide, PL11, 250 kilogram general purpose bombs, 57mm and 90mm rockets. and the diagram below shows you how and where those can be carried. Ooh, K-52 mod. Interesting. Frantic Stone, I'm looking forward to the Tornado, but I'm more excited about the Kiowa for some reason. I think it's going to be an easy play instead of learning all the systems. Well, if you think the Kiowa systems are going to be easy, you're going to be wrong. Because the Kiowa also has a lot of systems. It's certainly not as complex as Apache. Apache has a lot going on, but it still has very complex systems. So, yeah. Kiowa run silent, run deep, lol. Yes. Yeah, the Kiowa's pretty quiet right now, but it is definitely still under development. Spellsword91, great footage of Kiowas in Iraq, Afghanistan around YouTube. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Yeti, evening all. Sorry I'm late to the show. Anyway, with the family for this weekend, happy new PC, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeti. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Pink Floyd, if we do get multi-threading on March the 1st, any guess as to how much it will help? Well, that's going to vary a lot depending on your hardware. We have people with CPUs that have as few as 2 cores and as many as like 12, maybe even more. I don't know, like the AMD Hyperthread or Threadrippers, sorry. I remember how many cores they have. I think it's a lot, basically. So yes, I think it will definitely improve performance. By how much is hard to say, and it's the kind of thing that will scale a little bit. So I expect that it will improve performance in large multiplayer missions, where the single core or single thread nature of the sim right now is almost certainly limiting things. So yes, we're definitely going to see some performance improvements there. What's going to be the G8 PP module price? The only thing they've said here is not as expensive as the JF-17. What does the HOTAS look like? There's a picture of the HOTAS and there's a diagram. Looks like a fairly modern HOTAS. It's very much styled on the F-15. So there you go. Ooh, Frantic Stone has now been a member for 5 months. Congratulations. Mole, my main hope with multi-threading is being able to run shadows. Fingers crossed. I don't know how much difference it's going to make to graphical stuff. I guess it's going to free up a little bit of performance. So yeah, maybe you'll get some more performance. But things like DLSS and Vulkan are going to be the things that improve your graphics performance more, I would say. Mole, though I've seen them say some changes are coming to Shadows too. Almost certainly. What's the difference between the APG-66V that the PRC has and the American one? The main detection performance remains the same, since it's to upgrade the J8-2 for air-to-air capability. Most air-to-ground modes, such as C1, C2, and BCN, were removed. Money was definitely one of the many reasons. What about data link? There's one similar to the Laser M GCI system, but we will not model it in the game. This is a system that was present in some MiG-21s as well. The IFF and countermeasure systems of the J8PP will be simplified in-game. We don't really know what that means as yet. Nice. So that's the final bit of news for this week. That's everything that we have. I hope that you all enjoyed that. I will now take the opportunity, as always, to pimp the VAF, the Virtual Air Force. It's a virtual online squadron that was originally founded by myself and dotChuckles many, many moons ago. If you'd like to join the Virtual Air Force, you will find our Discord link in the show notes below if you're watching this after the fact. Or if you're watching it right now, in real time, then you should check out the chat on the side. Everyone is welcome to join our Discord, whether you intend to fly with us or not. We have people flying as freelancers in any kind of aircraft that they want, but we also have you also have the ability to join one of our internal numbered squadrons. We run a kind of milsim light style approach, and we have internal squadrons at the present time for the Apache, the A-10, the Harrier, the F-16, and the F-18. And there may well be more to come as we have the pilots and squadron leaders in order to run those. We tend to do kind of multiplayer sessions on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8 PM UK time. Sometimes those are training sessions, sometimes they're mission sessions. Right now we're running an epic multi-week mission in the Persian Gulf with Persistence. It's a very, very cool new mission that we're currently running. So yeah. come join us. All are welcome, whether you fly with us or not. Only Napalm. B1 Lancer is mentioned on Eagle Dynamics video materials. Version B1R has advanced radar, air-to-air missiles, and 4 Pratt & Whitney engines, same as in F-22 Raptor 2. Interesting. Nico, Pimp the Vaff, is the logo wide-brimmed pink hat with big feather? No, it's not. It's a kind of triangular roundel inspired by the RAF roundel. That's our logo. You'll see it if you go into the Discord. Cool. That's basically everything that I have for this week. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you very much for watching these lengthy news streams that I do every week. It absolutely blows me away, the support that I've had, the number of people who watch, all the subscribers, and all the people who've joined Deephack's ground crew. Thank you so much, everybody. That's a really big help to me and to the channel. I'll give you all a shout out right now. Thank you very much, Deephack's ground crew, Harish Rajan, Leo Netzel, Byron Farrow, Storm Kimbari, Channel Wright, Mangash, J.R. Walker, Chandro Hedgevald, Griff Nizzle, Mr. Yeti, Frantic Stone, Bread, Tier Zero, Erdic, Erdin Ertan, sorry, I sometimes struggle with some of these names, Veli Tapani Corpicanas, and Tiger Moto. Thank you very much, everybody. Also, big shout out to Tog, who is a long-time listener and follower. He gifted me Atomic Heart on Steam, which was extremely kind of him. And I will, of course, at some point soon, play that on stream. I'll do one of my Deephack Plays videos on Atomic Heart. So, thank you very much, everybody. I salute you all. Yes, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic evening. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.